Every evening you face a choice that most people never truly recognize. Most people collapse on the couch, scroll endlessly through feeds that offer temporary distraction, and let the precious hours slip quietly through their fingers. Yet there exists a tiny 1% of people who see those same hours not as leisure but as opportunity, a chance to transform themselves, to transform their lives, and to shape their future in ways that the majority cannot even imagine. Imagine for a moment that you could join that 1% starting tonight. What would your life look like in a year? 5 years? 10 years? Most people fail, not because they lack talent, not because they are unlucky, but because they underestimate the power of how they close their day. The harsh truth is that success is not simply determined by what you accomplish during the daylight hours. It is in fact sculpted by what you do when the world slows down, when distractions are minimal, and when the choices you make are entirely your own. Most people treat their evenings as a reward for surviving the day. They lie awake thinking about mistakes, binge-watch endless content that adds no value, or scroll endlessly through social media, numbing themselves to the passage of time. This is why the gap between the ordinary and the extraordinary is so vast. Those who rise above, people like Jack Ma, Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, and other exceptional figures, understand that evening habits are not trivial. They are the foundation of tomorrow's outcomes. Every small action compounds and every neglected moment becomes lost growth. Ask yourself, are your evenings strengthening your mind, your body, and your spirit? Or are they slowly eroding the potential that exists within you? The solution, while deceptively simple, is profound. Cultivate intentional evening habits that reset your mind, sharpen your skills, and prepare your body and soul for the challenges and opportunities of tomorrow. These habits are neither expensive nor complicated. You don't need fancy retreats, high-tech devices, or rare opportunities. All you need is discipline, awareness, and consistency. Consider your evening as a garden. If you leave it unattended, weeds of fatigue, worry, and distraction will take over, suffocating potential growth. But if you plant seeds of reflection, learning, planning, and self-improvement, your garden blooms with possibilities tomorrow. Jack Ma himself has often said, "I never sleep without thinking about what I can do better tomorrow." For him, each night was not merely the end of a day, but a launchpad, a springboard for the next day's climb. Picture climbing a mountain. The day's work is the ascent, full of visible steps, sweat, and exertion. The evening, however, is the camp at the base of the next peak. What you choose to do in that camp, stretch, rest, plan, and strategize, determines whether tomorrow's climb will be smooth or grueling. Every evening, imagine standing before a mirror. Examine yourself closely and honestly. What did you do today that moved you closer to your goals? What distracted you or held you back? Jack Ma emphasizes self-reflection not as a means of punishment, but as a method of growth, an opportunity to adapt, learn, and evolve. Take a moment to write down 3 wins and 1 lesson learned. Ask yourself, if I repeated these actions every day for a year, would I like the person I become? Reflection is like polishing a diamond. By removing the dullness, you reveal the brilliance hidden within. Planning your next day is equally essential. Think of it as loading a cannon. You are no longer reacting to circumstances, but deliberately aiming toward your target. Jack Ma prioritized the most impactful tasks, the ones that carried the weight of progress. Write down the 3 most important tasks for tomorrow and keep them visible. Each task is like a stepping stone across a river. Miss one and you risk faltering. Plan carefully, and your path becomes clear and achievable. Evening reading is another pillar of transformation. The mind, like a muscle, requires exercise. Reading fuels creativity, expands horizons, and provides fresh solutions to problems that may have seemed insurmountable. Jack Ma famously spent hours each night reading English books to connect with the world and understand broader perspectives. Even 20 to 30 minutes of reading each night compounds like interest in a bank account. Knowledge, once accumulated, cannot be lost. Ask yourself, what idea did I learn today that can improve my tomorrow? Reading is like pouring water into a bucket. A single drop may seem insignificant, but over time the bucket overflows, providing resources far greater than the sum of its parts. Your body is the vessel through which your mind operates, and neglecting it slows every aspect of growth. Jack Ma stresses energy management, understanding that even a brief 15-minute stretch or a short evening walk can spark creativity, relieve stress, and increase productivity. A simple routine, stretching, walking, or light exercise, ensures your body remains strong and responsive. Ask yourself, am I nourishing my body so that it can carry my dreams? Consider your body as a car. Fuel it, maintain it, and it will transport you far. Ignore it, and even the most brilliant mind will falter. Gratitude is an often overlooked tool that rewires the brain for positivity. Before sleep, jot down 3 things for which you are grateful. Jack Ma attributes much of his resilience to gratitude, particularly during early setbacks. Gratitude diminishes anxiety, strengthens emotional resilience, and reshapes perception. Ask yourself, what am I thankful for today that others might overlook? Gratitude is like sunlight for the soul. Even a small ray can brighten the darkest corners. The mind requires its own form of rest. Social media, notifications, and digital clutter drain focus and clarity. Disconnecting 1 to 2 hours before sleep allows the mind to reset, replenishing energy for creativity and problem-solving. Ask yourself, am I feeding my mind or draining it before rest? Think of your mind as a serene lake. Social media throws stones that ripple endlessly. Meditation smooths the surface, allowing clarity to emerge. Evening is also an ideal time to review your progress, whether through finances, skills, or personal development. Jack Ma routinely spent time each night studying business trends, technology, and financial markets. Even 15 minutes of consistent review compounds into expertise and security. Ask yourself, am I growing wealth, knowledge, or skill every night? Knowledge and money are seeds. The care you give them today will yield harvest tomorrow. Meditation and journaling serve as critical practices for mental resilience. Quiet reflection allows emotions to settle, prevents burnout, and strengthens clarity of purpose. Writing down fears, plans, or insights provides a bridge between thought and action. Ask yourself, am I aligning my inner self with my outer actions? Meditation is like sharpening a sword. Even the strongest blade dulls without proper care. Visualization is another powerful technique. Before sleep, imagine completing tomorrow's tasks, overcoming obstacles, and performing at your best. Athletes and entrepreneurs alike employ visualization to enhance real-world performance. Spend 5 to 10 minutes imagining your ideal day tomorrow. Ask yourself, do I see myself achieving what I truly desire? Visualization is mental rehearsal. What is practiced in the mind manifests in reality. Finally, sleep itself must be intentional. Quality sleep compounds all the other habits. Neglect it and focus, health, and decision-making suffer. Jack Ma treats sleep as an investment, understanding that a well-rested mind and body are critical for performance. Establish a consistent routine, dark room, quiet environment, minimal distractions, and ask yourself, am I honoring my body and mind by resting fully? Sleep is the ultimate reset button. Without it, growth stalls. Habits are not just actions. They shape identity. Every evening, the choices you make define who you are becoming. Discipline multiplies results, training willpower precisely when you are most vulnerable, tired, and distracted. Reflection builds intelligence by converting daily experiences into lessons. Identity drives performance, and consistent evening habits sculpt the person capable of achieving extraordinary results. Small, repeated actions compound into massive results. Just 1 hour of focused reflection, reading or planning nightly, creates momentum that, over months and years, becomes unstoppable. Psychological triggers such as the scarcity of time, fear of wasted potential, and curiosity for growth all work in your favor when these habits are employed intentionally. They shape your destiny without requiring extraordinary circumstances, talent, or luck. Now, consider 2 lives. Life A scrolls endlessly, distracted and reactive. 1 year passes and little has changed. Fears and regrets remain constant. Life B reflects, learns, plans, and moves intentionally. 1 year passes, and growth is evident in every area. Confidence, clarity, and opportunity abound. Which life do you want? Which life are you willing to fight for tonight? Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they ignore the power of their evenings, the hours that determine the quality of tomorrow. Tonight, commit to ending your day with intention. Begin with just 1 habit, reflection, planning, reading, or meditation, and layer the others over time. Momentum will carry you further than raw talent ever could. Remember, evenings are the soil in which tomorrow's success grows. Plant wisely, cultivate consistently, and you will see the fruits of your efforts bloom. Start tonight. Not tomorrow. Tonight. The small actions you take now in the quiet of the evening will explode into extraordinary results. Your life does not change by chance.